And the translation: Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. So now that we have done that, I do believe we can sing Hivenu Shalom Aleichem, and we're all glad that everyone is here. And if you don't have the page number for it, I think you know the song. And as Rabbi would say, if you don't know the words, just sing Lai 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 or La La La, whichever you would like. And we go. Hivenu Shalom Aleichem, Hivenu Shalom Aleichem, Hivenu Shalom Aleichem. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And Rabbi would say, look to one side and say Shabbat Shalom to the friend on that side, and then look to the other side and say Shabbat Shalom. And maybe behind you. And those of you sitting with no one in front of you, just send it to me. Okay? And then we do a little bit of a version of this song. Shalom Aleichem, we greet you. Shalom Aleichem, we need you. Shalom Aleichem, we love you. We give you Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. So now that we've welcomed all one another, now we're going to welcome the angels. And this, I do believe, you might find on page 84, because that's what it says on my music. So I'm going to see if possibly this was the book when that page number was given.
It is not 84.
No. It is not on page 84.
No, it might be 184.
Well, no, it's okay.
What's the name
It's
of the
okay.
book?
This was something that I did not think was going to happen. I figured everybody knows where everything is, and I am incorrect.
What's the song?
This is Shalom Aleichem.
142.
142.
Thank
Also,
you.
there's Rabbi's book that he has with all the page numbers over there. He has the book with all the page numbers on his team.
Oh, you are right. And he uses the large one, doesn't he?
Okay.
Well, isn't it? Let's sing.
It's the one with the.
So you are on page 142.
Yes.
Very good. And we are welcoming the angels. And that's what this song is for. And so it's wonderful because right now we have two angels at the Bima who are trying to find the pages. And that's wonderful. So we sing. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Shalom, Aleichem Back to the beginning. very much. How many of you felt that you saw an angel during this week? Like somebody was near you and then disappeared, they did a good deed or a little mitzvah, and before you knew it, they were gone, disappeared into the crowd. Well, good. Yeah, you had an experience like that?
No, say, could you talk more into the microphone?
Oh, yes. That's a very good idea.
If I heard better, I might have had a religious experience.
Okay, thanks, Eileen, for mentioning that. Okay, so, friends, we are ready to continue by inviting the bride of Shabbat. This is a Kabbalistic conceit. And when we do that, we're saying L'cha Dodi, the Grat Kala, P'nei Shabbat, Neka Abala. And right there, where you say Neka Abala, that's where we're speaking of the Kabbalistic connection. And L'cha Dodi, my dear of the evening, my dear of Shabbat. And it's amazing that we would actually kind of make an anthropomorphized version of Shabbat, you know? Because we're not supposed to do that with any other aspect of deity, but this is not a deity. This is, I suppose, people could actually draw a painting of the Shabbat queen, and that would be really beautiful to see. All right, so the Kaderdi, and I have page 138.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be amazing if it is?
It is.
Look at that. Yes. So, beloved, come to meet the bride. Beloved, come to meet Shabbat. And Rabbi would say that very often people would see someone coming in during this particular song because people would come in late. And it was like, for some reason, this was the song that people seemed to enter during. And everyone would turn around and watch them coming in, thus making them very embarrassed. Yeah, so we don't do that anymore. And if the bride of Shabbat is going to be with us in some way, don't use the back door because we're not going to look at that back door to greet you. And that was kind of like the way it was this evening when you all came in at once. That was like the most amazing entrance I've ever seen in this town. Verse 1 and now verse 9. Yeah, and we'll definitely be needing some instruments very soon, Abby. So definitely hang on to that, right? Especially when we do the Michamocha, which is coming up very, very shortly. Now, I guess in order to do the Borahu, which is the formal call to prayer, I have to open the ark. I feel a little strange about doing it. Is there somebody like a recently bar mitzvahed young man who would like to come and open the ark for us?
You don't have to. You planning this, or you just make it up when I came in?
Well, no, I just thought it would be a really nice thing to do.
Is Dark.
We gotta stand first, Eli. Hang on. We gotta stand first before you do it.
I'm sorry?
Should we all rise first before?
Oh, you're supposed to rise before we open. Of course, that makes all the sense in the world. I figured we were going to do it once it was open, but I never really paid attention to whether it was done just before or just. And again, this is one of those songs in the beginning, if you don't know it, it definitely uses lie, 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 lie. So here we go. And 9 think I am to have it closed. Thank you. We'll open it again when we get to the Shema. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So, I am just curious if, yeah, okay, so Shema and then the Bi'alha. So let's make sure that everybody knows where the Shema is, because that would be the worst thing in the world. I do believe it's 152.
It is.
Perfect.
And the Bayahaf is very nice.
Good. Now, if we were to do the Ahavat Olam, I believe we would do it before. But we haven't done that song in so many years that I have a feeling Rabbi would not condone it. Would you please just backtrack to page 151? Rabbi really, really likes this section. It starts with, as you taught Torah. And I'd like to read it together with you. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teaching me Torah too. It's a mystery that is, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean to struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. And the Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai, Elohei Amo Yisrael. And now, yes, will everyone stand, please? And I will ask Eli one more time to open. And Eli, do you feel comfortable bringing the Torah out and holding it?
But which one?
Maybe the small one, because it would be a little
Eli,
less.
probably the one that was the lightest, which was yours, right? Are you comfortable doing that, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, am I allowed?
Yeah, you can.
You're a bar mitzvah. Yeah.
Don't drop.
Take one of the lighters.
You want to help, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My legs are short. Stomach.
Gentlemen, I thank you so very much. All right, and come as far out as you can.
It's where he stands right here.
And everyone, we are allowed to take our seat and hold them up towards the Torah. We used to march the Torah around, and the little children would have the little stuffed animal Torah, so to speak. But we're not doing that because still having to do with COVID. So what we're doing instead is just having you here, and then everyone on page 152. We are going to recite the Shema. And Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod okay with this? You okay? Okay, and everyone. There you go, Abby. Play The breastplate on that is so pretty. Yeah.
You want right here.
Oh my God.
What did you find?
Chocolate
Some of your leftover candy?
I knew somebody threw it so hard that it got in there. I saw it.
You saw that happen?
I saw somebody throw it so hard.
Oh my goodness. You may be seated. We will recite the V'ahavta right now. And this is on page 154. And this is something that I think we wind up learning at very young ages if we're going to learn it, because it kind of tells us everything we need to know about love. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol milotecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uv'shaftecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uv'chotam amazot beitecha uv'yisharecha Liman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'olechem Ani Adonai Elechem Asher hotzieti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim l'hiot lechem Elohim Ani Adonai Elechem Elohim And the translation right underneath, please. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And Rabbi very often says, with all of your strength instead of might. I'm sorry to interrupt. Take to heart these instructions which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. And speaking of coming out of the land of Egypt, I have a feeling that the next thing we might want to tackle is the Milchama, because that's exactly what it's all about. And Abby, if you want a bigger instrument, would you like that really big one? I'll show it to you, because we have something important to say in this song. And I think you're very good at this. Okay, would you mind giving it a shot?
Wow.
All right, isn't this great?
She's special.
Yeah. When Rabbi brought that back, it had your name all over it. And the good news is it's not too heavy, so it's rather perfect. Okay, so the Micha Mocha, everyone. if you could please find that, and I'll help you.
158.
Thank you, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and Rabbi has this wonderful way of leading into the slide. And he says, and we will do this if everyone, and turning to 158. I don't know. He's got his own special way of doing it. But it's very, very cute. Okay, so, again, as you all know, we are not supposed to say, yay, Egyptians, you're drowning. We didn't. Okay? We're supposed to thank God instead of being rude to our the people who enslaved us for 450 years, although I wouldn't mind being a little bit rude to them. But in the meantime, what we're supposed to do is to thank God for having given us the Chaba Elim Adonai, who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped. And when you look at the translation and you see the gods with small g, of course you realize that's not who we're talking about. The Egyptians did have many gods, small g. We had Adonai, our God. And so it's quite an amazing prayer that we're going to be singing right now. So we start off with some wonderful words that are basically Hasidic. Whenever you hear Yaba, Ba, Bim, Bim, Bam, or things like that, you know that it's alluding to the wonderful Hasidic nature of the music. So here we go. Yaba, Ba, Bim, Bim, Bam, Yaba, Ba, Bim, Bim, Bam, Yaba, Ba, Bim, Bim, Bam, Yaba, Ba, Bim, Bim, Bam. Ay, 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 Yaba, Ba, Bim, ay, 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 Yaba, Ba, Bim. Sound. Thank you, Abby and Pam. Okay, we're turning now to the Shamaru. And this is probably one of the most important things because we're explaining to one another that we are guarding Shabbat. And there are many different ways that you can guard Shabbat by honoring what it means to do no work on Shabbat. And I know that many of us can't do exactly what we're supposed to do for Shabbat. But the fact that you're here kind of says it all. You know, the fact that you're here on Shabbat is wonderful. There used to be a time when this temple did have Saturday morning services. That would be really fun. I really love that. So nice. So the people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. So we sing the Shamru all together, expressing our guarding and treasuring Shabbat. Thank you for waiting. And you are on page 162 in case you wish. I know this is not the time to say it, but we might have left out important things, messages, like what's happening at Temple Beth-Emet. So I'm just going to very quickly mention the two very most important things. December 11th is going to be the sisterhood sale of things having to do with Hanukkah and anything else they can get their hands on to sell. So I think it's going to be a really wonderful time. So I do hope that you will all come with a little bit of guilt and no guilt, just guilt and shekels, and buy some wonderful things that they're going to have to sell. And then the following Sunday is going to be an amazing day here. The children of the temple are going to be involved with centers, going from one room to another, learning so many different things having to do with Hanukkah. And then we're going to have a Hanukkah singing contest, more or less, and each class is going to sing a certain song that I'm still working on teaching them. It's going to be fun. And then we will have a little Hanukkah eating thing from 11:30 on. I'm not exactly sure what we're eating. We've been discussing the donut situation. So that's going to be interesting. Josh had some really great ideas about how the donut thing is going to work out. Who remembers what we say in Hebrew for the word jelly donut or donut? Anybody? Thank you, Sufganio. That's right. And you know, the minute you start smelling anything of oil cooking, latkes and Sufganio, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so those two things are happening, and short of that, please do consider bringing in canned goods. I keep hearing things on NPR about how the food banks are struggling, you know, and I realize a lot of it has to do with the inflation situation. A turkey, maybe not. You're not going to bring in a turkey, okay? But bring in the canned goods and just make sure that they're not expired. And toys for Children's Hospital, because that's very important as well. Make sure that they are new toys. You can't bring in something that belongs to a kid. As much as I might like to do the very same thing, but we can't. Especially so. And you can also donate cosmetics and hand cream, things like that. So that's acceptable as well. Okay. So I believe that we need to be thinking very much about the people who are in need of a prayer of healing. And the healing prayer is Misha Beirach, which is on page 371. And Rabbi would open up his hands and do the prayer from Miriam, and it's Ilna Rafanallah. So I would love it for us all to think of the people that we want to have be healed and say their names out loud, and then when that's done, we'll all do this and we'll say El Na. Okay, so right now, please, let's hear people's names. I'm ready, you ready? Here you go. Dave Moon. Here. Thank you very much, and we all say El Na Rafanallah. Say it with me. El Na Rafanallah. El Na Rafanallah. Prayer of healing and peace. And if I left something out, please say it on your own by yourself. Let's turn to page 371, and we'll sing the Debbie Friedman song of Misha Deva. It's really the best that we can do, you know? Here we go, and may the sword of strength bless the world before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Rabbi likes us to do a prayer of our own making, and I'll play you a little mild accompaniment while you are thinking of whatever or whoever you would like to. I believe at this time it would be when the rabbi would give his drash. So he personally gave me permission to do something having to do with music, being that it's the only thing I know anything about it, and only that much. So I'm going to do that right now with you, and what I would like to do is take out my notes, and I'm just taking on a little journey. A musical journey. And I'm going to start out by saying to you that, and I'll get back to the microphone, that you're going to be hearing 4 different pieces of music this evening. And the first one is going to be a piece called Avram Avinu. And it happens to be in Ladino. And the reason that I chose to do this is because fairly recently we had 3 sections of the Torah that were parsha about Abraham. There's 3 in a row. I remember when we had the Tilach, Abraham was told that just to follow his intuition, and God was going to take him to where he needed to go, and that did occur. And so these parsha are about Abraham, our father, Avram Avinu. Now, the person who you're going to hear sing is named Judy Frankel, and she is an expert in music that is in Ladino. So this is going to be a song about Abraham, our father, but it's going to be in the language of Ladino, which is similar to Spanish, and occasionally also seems to have some Hebraic influences. And of course, this is from the time when the Jews were in Spain under Muslim rule and doing really, really well for those 200 some odd years. It was a time of flourishing, and this song was really absolutely beautiful, I think. I'll read to you a little bit. Terah's wife was pregnant the day after he asked, Nimrod had asked her why her face was so changed. She knew that the good thing she had was within. And at the end of 9 months, she walked through the fields and vineyards. Her husband couldn't find her. She had found a cave and had given birth to Abraham, our father. And so I just want you to know, this is when King Nimrod was in the countryside, and he saw in the sky, among the stars, he saw a holy light in the Jewish quarter, and that was forecasting the birth of Abraham. So when you hear this, you'll hear it in Spanish, but Ladino Spanish. Cuando el rey Nimrod al campo salía, vivo en el cielo y en el estrella. So here comes Judy Frankel singing the song. Avram Avinu. It starts off with a beautiful guitar.
Cuando el rosa alto salía, vino en el cielo y en la estrellería, y tú lo sabes en la yutería, que mira de nacer Abraham vino. Abraham vino, padre querido, padre bendito, tú estaré. Abraham vino, padre querido, padre bendito, tú estaré. La mujer de Tere quedó peleada y el día él le preguntaba en ella cara tan degudada, ella ya sabía el que tenía. Abraham vino, padre querido, padre bendito, no estaré. Abraham vino, padre querido, padre bendito, no estaré.
And when you hear the words Luz de Israel, the light of Israel, and that's what you're hearing. And I just think it's a beautiful thing to listen to this kind of music. You don't get to hear it often enough. How many of you have heard anything like that before? Anybody? Yeah? Good. All right. That's great. So then the next thing that I wanted to share with you was in honor of Thanksgiving. So we're going from when there was a portion in the Torah, which was very recently, and now we're taking it up to the time of right now when we have Thanksgiving. And I know you're probably going to say there's absolutely zero tie-in between the music you just heard and now the music of Aaron Copland. You're right, there is no tie-in, except that I'm taking you on kind of a chronological journey. All right, so we had that time when the Torah was doing Abraham. Now the Torah is not necessarily doing simple gifts. This is a shaker hymn. It was what Aaron Copland used to create the most beautiful thing called the Appalachian Spring. I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's one of his most wonderful symphonies. And it was also, if I'm not mistaken, a ballet as well. And I just want you to know that the shaker hymn, Simple Gift, is something that's quite amazing. Because
We, Rabbi and I, do not know why, but it seems to have some things in it that refer directly to movements that we do in Judaism. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. Now, here it comes. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. We bow when we do the Vanachnu, and we bend our knees when we do the Vanachnu, and we bow when we do the other part in Aleinu. We do a bend and a bow, and it's exactly what they're speaking of in this beautiful song. The Shakers are saying that. To bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed then. To turn will be our delight. We also do movements like that, especially just a few weeks ago when we were doing the lulav and the etrog and the sukkah, and we were turning and shaking and turning and shaking. So I don't understand exactly where their tradition and ours has that nexus, but it does really happen. Turn will be our delight, till by turning, we come round right. And I'll just play you the song one time, because we're going to run out of time. So, are you ready? 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, so by turning, we come round right. And a lot of people feel that his music feels like Thanksgiving. It's just so American sounding, and we thank the Shakers for that. Now, the next thing that I would like you to know about is another Ladino thing, because now we're leaving Thanksgiving and going to Hanukkah. So I'd like you to know that there's a song that goes, the feast of Hanukkah is here, but in Ladino, Hanukkah linda sta aquí, ocho candelas para mí. Hanukkah linda sta aquí, ocho candelas para mí. And I bet you know what we're saying, because everybody knows what ocho is. And then we go, uno candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas para mí. And this is a wonderful song that the adult choir is going to be singing. They may not know that they're going to be singing it, but they're going to be, and that will be on the 18th. And then the last thing that I would like to do, taking us further into Hanukkah, and yet giving you another language to challenge you, this is the dreidel song in Yiddish. Okay, so if you could please take these and share, and you guys share this one if you wouldn't mind, you with your mom. Thank you. There you go. Good luck with this, folks. This is not easy, but it sure is fun. What? Not yet. Not tonight, but Hanukkah's not over, Harley. Don't worry. I know. Right. There we go. Yeah, don't worry. Share. Okay, so are you ready? This is a first, and it may be a last. Well, it's not easy. Are you guys ready? Ich bin ein kleiner Dreidel, gemacht bin ich und leicht.
oi, dreidel, 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 oi, dreidel, sing. Oh, very good singing. Oi, dreidel, 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 I'm so dreidel. Wir hoffen, lieb zu tanzen, wir drehen in Aaron. Tokunse alle tanzen, Adredel Karabo. Back to the key part. Oi, dreidel, 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 oi, dreidel, 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 oi, dreidel, 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 I'm so dreidel. Thank you for doing that. Applaud for yourselves. Come on now, nobody else has done this, and all of the temple that they met. I don't think anyone's ever done it. So you got to hear Ladino, you got to hear about Avram Avinu, you got to hear Ocho Candalitas, you got to hear a little bit of our great Jewish composer Aaron Copland, and I hope that it was enjoyable for you. I think music is like a great way to express oneself. So all those people were expressing our Judaism. Okay, I am now going to read the names.
We didn't talk like this.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so this is the memorial list. And folks, if there's anything that has been left off, or if you are in a mourning situation right now, and you would like to have a name included that is not included on the list that Rabbi gave me, this would be the time to tell me about that. Is there anybody who wants a name included that is probably not on this list? So, Orvin Chanzer, Marjorie Braven, Glenn Miller, Rabbi Jerry Fisher, David Weinstein, Sensei Robert Christoph, Alexandra Bat Ben Zion, Rita Pyle, Gig Elliott Jr., Richard Emerson, Robert Dolan, Yazan Faleh, Sherelle Abu Karat, Amir Kanuri, Steve Parker, Debbie Newell, Jessica Escott, Ruth Glick, Melvin Del Bruga, Arlen Meyerson, Robert Cantor, Alex Mehrabi, Moshe Ben Meir, Deborah Bat Ploni, Deborah Bat Yaakov, Renata Bat Yaakov, Dave Hall, Lila Ramirez, Tove Bat Arieh Lab, Hannah Klein, Tova Bat Arieh Leb. I think Leb was what it was to have been before, sorry. Bill Newman, Jeannie Mintz, Hillary Martin, Jessica Carol Scheffler, Vin Scully, Panina Bat Hayim, Robert Hollander, Uri Raffaelli, Gilda Siegel, Donald Goldstein, Jack Cohn, Vivian Gersh, Paula Levin, Debbie Craven, Harriet Lazarus, Ruth Lefberg, and I'm sure Rabbi would want to include the unfortunate passing of the people in, oh my goodness, in Virginia, and also, where was the other?
Colorado.
Colorado, thank you. I mean, we could do this, forever, just saying the names of the unfortunate people that passed on gun violence. Okay, so we need to say Kadish, so could everybody please stand, and we need to turn to, it's way back, 599, thank you so much.
For the numbers.
Yeah, the more. And I am to open our Josh. Yes, we do. Yes, would you like to say that?
It's up to you.
If you are in a period of intense mourning and you would like to come closer to the ark, you're more than welcome to do so right now. Is there anybody who would like to be as close as this? You're more than welcome to. Nobody? Okay. So, ready, begin. Yit Gadal, Yit Kadash, Shanei Be'alma, Divrach, Rute, Yamli, Malchute, B'chayechon, B'mechon, Vayetechon, B'et Yisrael, V'agalav, Zman Charit, Imru, Amen. Yehesh Me'rabam, Barach, Le'alam, L'Amei Almighty. Yit Barach, V'yishtabach, V'yitabar, V'yitalam, V'yitaseh. V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalah, Shemei, V'yishrak, Le'elan, Minkal, V'chata, V'shirata, Tush B'chata, V'nechamata, V'miran, V'alma, V'imru, Amen. Yehesh Shlama Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Thank you, you may be seated. And thank you, John. And thank you, Jackie. Okay. I think it's time for Aleinu, and I do believe Aleinu is on page 586. No, I'm probably wrong.
No, you're right.
No? Yeah? You think?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, wow. Great.
Right on the dot.
Thank you so much. And I suppose we were.
Well, unless you have done what I've done tonight, you don't realize how much Rabbi has on his plate every single Friday night. You just don't realize it. I'm realizing it now more than ever. So I thank you for, accommodating all of my lapses.
Everyone is up for the Aleinu. Thank you.
Aleinu l'shaber b'adon hakol, sefer Bereshit, v'yaratzon k'va'osamanu k'mishpatot ha'adama, shalom samkelchenu ha'el, v'tor aleinu k'chol ha'amona. Va'anahu orim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamachim hakadosh baruch hu.
I believe we turn the page and we start with the next section. Shehuna Teshemaya. Ready? And
Shehuna tishamayim ve'osei haaretz, Moshe v'Paro v'shamayim v'ma'ah, Shkirat Yisrael, Shkirat Yisrael, v'yavei nevahim, Hu Eloheinu, Echad, Emet Malkeinu, Eretz Zulato, V'avadu b'torato, V'yadata hayom, v'hashavota,
and on the next page, I believe we end with the Ne'amar, and I'm hoping you'll be able to find it easily. Thank you. And you may be. And the last thing we need to do is to have the prayer over the wine and the prayer over the cup. you on the spot. You thought I was going to. Do you want to do it?
Do you want me to do it?
Come That's right. Do you get extra points for doing this a second time?
I get grape juice.
Yes, you
3 more minutes. I
Okay.
like this grape juice.
I am so glad. Now, here is your microphone. Yes, you may hold. Oh, you would like to take it out of the hold.
I've been practicing.
You got it? Well, I know, that's why I'll help you. Okay, come over here. You good?
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishonu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzonanu, v'shabbat kadisho, v'ahavah ratzon kigilanu. Zikaron Ma'aseh Bereshit Kihu Yom Tefilah L'Mikrayet Kodesh Zecher Yitziat Mitzrayim Kivanu L'Chata Ve'otanu Kidashta Mikol Hamim V'Shabbat Kashecha Ve'ahava U'Ratzon Inchatanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh Hashavat. Amen.
I'll hold this. You remove your pass. Well, I'm sorry, it's nothing better.
Exquisite.
Come on, keep going. Yeah? Okay.
Business related.
All right. I'm going to put it in a safer spot because I know I'm going to fill it. There is no safer spot. Well, let's hear it. All right, and would you please uncover it?
Would you like that?
Thank you.
I'll get the grape juice. Get out.
Okay. You sing. Here we go.
We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem mi'haaretz. Amen.
I thank you so much, Eli. And I want to thank Eileen Martin. I'm thanking you. Oh, which is perfect. Okay. Eileen met me here nice and early, and she took care of making sure that you guys would have the same wonderful grape juice and challah. So, upon our finishing the song, O Say Shalom, please do enjoy what she has prepared for you in the back. So thank you, Eileen, for what you've done tonight. Really appreciate it. I know.
I'm not taking a
Ready? Oh, say shalom. It's a ma'avi. Say shalom aleichem. We are called Israel. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom aleichem. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom aleichem. And thank you for being so helpful during the service. I really appreciate all of your help.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You guys do